If somebody talks about making money on social media, it certainly always has this weird feeling attached to it, if you ask me. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of scum out there. So if you're looking for a get rich quick fix, that's not the right place. With that out of the way, let's talk about it. Welcome back, Dominators. Here's the thing. There's literally a million ways to make money on social media, and I'm not just saying that, but I figured, let me just tell you the things that I actually used from the beginning up until right now to make money with social media. So you can get started right away and make some money right away within the next week if you execute upon it. Starting actually with the thing that I started out with, which was social media consulting, actually social media growth, social media management. That was actually the thing that I started out with. And I just tell you how it is. If you're a frequent watcher of this channel, which you should be, I guess, you're more than qualified to actually go for that. If you know the basic strategies that we talk about right here on this channel, mainly about Instagram marketing, for example, you have it all. You can use this skill that you have gained from me for free, actually, to make money managing and growing other businesses, Instagram accounts. And this was actually the thing that led me to where I am right now. So let's turn back the time a few years right before I started this YouTube channel. You guys are probably way more knowledgeable than I was back then, but still I had this vision. I was like, okay, I'm gonna help people grow and manage their Instagram accounts. The problem actually was getting clients. So how can you get clients? There's a few things that I did. First of all, I wasn't that far. I tried to go the offline route, and this is still something that's very interesting. In this online world, actually going the opposite way and taking an offline approach. What do I mean with that? Back in the days, the first trial when I tried to get some clients for our newly established marketing agency, Maverick, MVRQ, my agency that I still have, by the way. And we took a look at local businesses and how they were performing on their Instagram, and most of them were actually pretty bad. So that was a take on my part. That's actually very good. So what we did was something called lumpy mail. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about that. But basically, we bought a lot of these small toy garbage cans. We printed out a profile, their Instagram profile, put this in the garbage cans and sent this out to the local businesses, basically with a letter saying, well, here's the thing. We think your Instagram is garbage, is trash. We sent you this we sent you this garbage can as a symbolic way to show you how we feel about your social media strategy. However, there's actually a lot of ways to make this whole thing better. So how about just sitting together, going over your strategy, analyzing this together, and maybe we can see if we can actually help you out, free of charge. So this is what we did, and this is actually what gained us our first few clients, the first $1,000 to $2,000 in monthly revenue. Just me and my business partner being kind of dropouts of life and trying to figure out how to escape this whole 9-to-5 rat race. Now that's an offline approach, and I just had to say it right here, but obviously most of you guys are gonna be like, well, I wanna do the online approach because that's why I'm here. Basically, you can do the same with the online stuff, just go on Instagram, for example, if you go after local businesses, go to the location tags, search for businesses that are on Instagram, but that don't have really that well put together profile, or that use some bad strategies, or that use some, bought some fake followers that have, bad engagement or stuff like this, and just, hit them up and try to talk to them about their social media strategy. The thing that we're talking about right here in this point is called outbound marketing. Basically, you are sitting at home or somewhere and you reach out to people, trying to get some leads, trying to get people to work with you, outbound marketing. So if you're really starting out right now and you're starting from zero, this is how I started. This is how I got my first few clients for my social media marketing agency, actually. Granted, we actually spent the majority of our times reaching out, finding first of all, and then reaching out to businesses trying to get to work with us. This is outbound marketing. So we're gonna charge, obviously that depends heavily on you. That depends on the market. When I started out with this whole thing, back in the days, we were doing it for 49 or 50 bucks per month, which is something that you should not do, okay? You're just undercut your value. You're just one of the rest of those gimmicky marketers in these spots and stuff like this. So, don't start with 50 bucks a month, maybe 100 bucks a month, ideally more than that, because you're not gonna get to, 10K a month or something like this with a $50 per month service. It's just not in the numbers, the numbers don't add up. But let's just say you wanna have $1,000, $1,000 extra dollars per month, and you start with a service that costs $100, $150 or $200 per month, which is something that especially local businesses are definitely willing to afford, especially if they get some return from that, which they will. 5 clients times 200, there's your extra grand. every month. So then we had this baseline of clients, first of all, just paying $50 a month, which you should not do. I just have to say it one more time. So we were like, okay, how can we up this whole thing? Right, through upselling. Mainly just think about some other services that you can add to your baseline price of, let's say, $200 to manage your profiles. For example, content creation. This is where the real bucks are in, for example, for a lot of creatives out there, or, managing multiple profiles, the whole Facebook, because, local businesses, obviously, they're into Facebook as well still, and it still works. Or, Pinterest, or just build some packages, run some services where you can actually up your price by a bit or a lot, and then try to upsell people. And you're gonna see, just by offering this another package, this better package to people, yeah, some of them are gonna buy. And if it's just 2 out of 10, it definitely pays out. Now you might be like, this is outbound. I don't want to reach out to people. I'm just so sick of it. I don't like that. And here's the thing, you're like me, because I started to hate this thing the minute that we started, reaching out to people. We always kind of felt like we were these weird salesy people reaching out, saying, okay, kind of like fishing for clients until somebody hooks. So I was like, okay, there's got to be a different way. There's got to be another way to actually get clients. And sure enough, I discovered what's called inbound marketing. Obviously, if this is outbound marketing, there's another thing called inbound marketing. And that still is how I make 100% of my money. And there's a million ways that you can use inbound marketing. In short, you're gonna have to obviously build some sort of brand, where you can either sell your products, your services, or stuff like this, which brings me to our second or third thing right here, selling your products or services. And it's basically the same thing like we talked about before, but with the difference that we actually flip the script and get people to approach us. So how can we get people to approach us? Obviously through creating awesome content on Instagram, for example, or on YouTube, or whatever social media platform you think is best for you. And the best content to actually get people interested in wanting to become your clients or stuff like this is through creating informational content, mainly. Content that teaches people things, content that actually establishes you as some sort of thought leader, as some sort of expert figure in whatever niche you are. And just think about right now, my case, me being the expert about social media marketing, about Instagram and all of these things. Back when I started this YouTube channel right here, I was nowhere near the expert that I am right now. Important thing is, really giving out valuable bits and pieces to your followers. And in the case of Instagram, being these infographic posts that we always talk about, reels, short and snappy informational reels that hook people in, that make people see right within a second, wow, this is an expert. This is, this person could be interesting. Along with your whole social media strategy, with your whole profile rounded up, people are gonna, make a connection with you, and then they're gonna be like, wow, I just want to work with this person. Ideally, you then also even have a funnel set up in the background, capturing emails, sending out some valuable newsletters and stuff like this to, upselling them to become your clients at some point. Now, obviously you're going to be like, well, this is we've heard this thing in the past. So let me give you some actionable advice, how I use these things for my own brand when I started out. And this works especially well if you already have some sort of established audience. Doesn't matter how big it is, but just having some sort of audience, which you should have been creating anyway here, because you're watching here. Basically, it's something that we call a product launch or a drop. Basically a set event, a certain date where some product drops, and at the end of this launch period or whatever you might call it, it's off the hooks, for example. You can't buy it anymore. Usually it's some limited time thing. So you build the buzz up until the launch point, and when this thing drops, people are actually willing to buy, and after that it's gone. So there's kind of multiple marketing tricks combined in one thing. And the great thing is, if done correctly, you can use this whole strategy to basically sell anything. Doesn't matter if it's physical products to digital products. You will sell whatever you have. So instead of you having your merch on sale all the time and, just with some call to action saying, well, by the way, I have some merch, why not make this whole thing an event and saying, well, in 2 weeks, you can actually buy this new t-shirt that I have or whatever it is that you have. It's only available for the first 50 people. And after that, it's done. Limited over. You're never gonna have the chance to get this specific piece of merch again. All of a sudden, it sounds a lot more interesting. Don't you think? But also if you have some digital products, for example, there's another thing, you can create digital products, whatever that is, For example, informational products like my premium program, the Instagram Black File. Basically what we did was a drop. You know, it was only open for about a week in February, and after that, no chance to actually enroll again. And just in those 5 days that was open or something like this, we made around 60K. Or actually, I made around 60K, you know, with the product. Now you might be like, well, you know, Dominik, you have a huge audience right now. You know, I can't do this. Wrong, my friends, because like you, I've been at the start at some point. You know, I always have to flip it. Here's the start. I've been there as well. And I remember when I just had a small audience of about 2,000 people, I dropped my first consulting program where I worked with a couple of people. And I made around $10,000 with this audience of 2,000 people or something like this. And mind you, that was right when I started out. I didn't have any fancy graphic. I didn't have a real brand. I didn't know a lot, you know, just tell you how it is. I was just a little further from what the people were wanting to learn from me. And, you know, I had nothing optimized. So even then it was possible for me. Like it's still possible for you right now. So with these things that we just talked about, you now have the full roadmap to go out there and start making that money. Just like when I started out, exactly the same ways that I used when I had 0 subscribers, and the same things that I use still right now with a little bit more than 0 subscribers. And if you want to know more of these methods, I still have a huge list here on my computer. So let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'm definitely up for making a part 2 of this video. Anyway, my name is Dominik. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because, you know, I want that play button. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. My name is Dominik, in case you didn't know. Bye.